I really love that theme song.
Isn't it
It's the
great?
best theme song. It's so good.
It never gets old.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Gamestack. I'm Shalene, and joining me today is Bendertron.
Welcome, sir or madam.
We are Rickless, and we are reckless,
Oh
sending
no.
all of our love to Rick. So, couldn't be here today. And, but yeah, we're still here. We're still here. It's not the same, but I mean, we'll do our best. Um, this is episode 91 of Gamestack. Can you believe that?
91. That means
91.
in 8 episodes, it's going to be our 100th episode.
Wow, 100 episodes. That's a lot of episodes. Are we going to do something special?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We sure are.
Awesome. I can't
Keep
wait
your
to
ears
find out what it
open
is.
for when
and
we
I
announce
bet you
what that
can't
is.
either.
It's a thing. We planned it all out. Yep.
This show is sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. You can visit oakandcrow.com to get your very own bag of We Just Love coffee. It is our own proprietary blend, and it's delicious. It's quite tasty. I had a lovely cup this morning.
Did
and
you know?
Every purchase of We Just Love coffee contributes $2 to the Children's Miracle Network. So you can get your caffeine high and also feel good about it. If you're watching us live, please host us on Twitch. And if you're not, then spread the word. Tell your friends, share us on social media, help the show to grow. And of course, we have some new folks on Discord. And Vendor, would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. So we want to thank vstone1555 who boosted the server. I know that we talked about that on the last episode of TFS, but we didn't have a chance to talk about it on GameStack. So thank you, vstone, for the nitro. We still don't know what it does. We know that it provides confetti, but that is the extent of our nitro knowledge.
I quite like the confetti.
Also, we want to welcome Ophelia Immortal and Tree Climber to the Discord. The Discord has been really active this week. People posting companion photos and, talking about how hot it is. Also, we conducted our own series of experiments in the lobby about sitting in the sun and having nice beverages. So
yes, that was part of the iced tea control group. So
yeah, exactly. So I am really impressed at how dedicated everybody has been to sticking to the role playing in the lobby around that those experiments.
It's been adorable.
I was pretty impressed. Yeah. Frankels comes in with her clinical trials knowledge. She's like, have we considered this type of bias? It's great. I love it.
It's been a silly time in there.
Yeah, you can join the Discord if you want to get in on all that action. You can join the Discord. If you're listening live right now, scroll right down below on our Twitch page. We've got a link that'll bring you directly in there. If you're listening after the fact, you can also navigate to our Twitch page, twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames, or you can find us on social media and we'll provide you with the Discord link as well. But yeah, come on in.
Lovely. Thank you. Speaking of welcoming people, we've got a couple of folks joining us in chat that we haven't seen for a little while.
Really?
Hello to Zapu and Dude Fuse TIB. Very glad to see you guys. We haven't seen you in forever.
Welcome, peoples.
Yes. Back in the day, I did a Fallout Shelter stream, and Zapu, I named my vault dwellers after people in chat, and Zapu fathered all the children in my vault.
Oh, I forgot about that. Aww.
It was funny. But, yes, today we're not talking about paternity. We're talking about video game news and our gameplay stories and, of course, the stocks. We will start out with the news, including the new releases for July. And as always, shout out to Joseph Tao. We really appreciate all of the work he does to contribute to the podcast. He helps us not miss any of the latest news, and he does great work, and we appreciate him. This just in. Take Take it away with the new releases, vendor.
Guys, it's July 2nd, and you know what that means? New releases. And unfortunately, I am in the driver's seat today for the new release list. Rick normally does this, and he does a stellar job. So I've got some pretty big boots to fill.
I think you have to do the colon jokes, though, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Right
I'm going to try not to eviscerate this, but we will see. So first of all, on July 6th, we have a Plague Tale: Innocence, coming out PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch. We have Ender Lilies: Quietus of the Nights, on PS4 and PS5. We have YS. What is that? 9? Ys 9 : Monstrum Nox, coming out on Switch and PC. Then on July 8th, we have Sam & Max: this time it's virtual, coming out on Quest. And then on July 9, we have Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin, Switch and PC. July 13, we have Curve Space coming out on the Switch. And also Where the Heart Leads on PS4 and PS5. Lost at Sea coming out on PS5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC on July 15th. And then shortly after that, we have Formula 1 2021 on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, S, PC. We also have Observer: System Redux coming out on PS4, Xbox One, and Space Jam: A New Legacy coming out on Xbox One and Xbox S and S. We also have The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword HD coming out on the Switch. Sword. Sorry. Sword. On July 16. Then on July 20th, we have a bunch of games coming out as well. Akiba's Trip: Hellbound, and Debriefed.
Oh my.
Coming out on PS4, Switch, and PC. We have Chris Tales coming out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, S, Switch, Stadia, and PC. Also, Death's Door on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, S, and PC. And Monster Harvest on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. On the 22nd, we have Last Stop coming out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, S, Switch, and PC. Orcs Must Die 3 coming out July 23rd on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, S, and PC. Contra Returns coming out on the 26th on iOS and Android. And then now coming to Xbox Series X and S, which I thought was already there, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So that'll be out on July 27. Also, Neo: The World Ends With You on PS4 and Switch, as well as Samurai Warriors 5 on PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC. In addition, we also have 3 other games coming out on the 27th: The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles and Great Ace Attorney: Adventures. Those are coming out PS4, Switch.
Adventures are the worst
sort of
adventures.
Yeah, usually on Sundays.
Yeah.
On PS4, Switch, and PC. Tribes of Midgard on PS4, PS5, and PC. Then on July 28th, we've got Chernobyl Light, which we've talked about previously on the show, coming out on PC. Near Reincarnation on iOS and Android, July 28th. The Forgotten City on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And then lastly, on July 29, we have Blazemaster Zero, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, S, Switch, and PC. And The Ascent, which is coming out on Xbox One, Xbox X, S, and PC.
Are you looking forward to any of these titles, Bender? You gonna check anything out?
Maybe Plague Tale. Wait, no, that's not a new one. It's the same one. It's just a different console.
The up-resed version of the consoles.
I would like to see this new Space Jam.
Also, are you a fan of original Space Jam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chernobyl Light, maybe.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll be
honestly
getting...
Are you gonna get Zelda? You're
gonna
get Zelda.
Of course I'm gonna get Zelda. Yeah. Plainly doing that. I was thinking about checking out the Grey Ace Attorney series because they have a character named Herlock Sholmes,
Yep.
which is just amazing.
Yeah.
And the Forgotten City looks really good. The Forgotten City started out as a Skyrim mod, actually. And it was brilliant. And they've developed that into a full-on game of its own. And it looks excellent. So I definitely want to check out the Forgotten City.
Did you already say Great Ace Attorney?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We also have some free games for the month of July. So if you've got Xbox games with gold, there are new games for Games with Gold for July, and these include Planet Alpha, which will be available all of July, which is basically like a side-scrolling game. And you can also pick up Rock of Ages 3: Make and Break from July 16 to August 15. Ooh, August. Ooh. And also Conquer: Live and Reloaded.
Ooh,
Available July 1st.
Those reloaded colons are tough.
You gotta conquer them. July 1st to 15th, and then on July 16th to 31st, Midway Arcade Origins, not oranges.
I think I'd be more interested if it was oranges.
Yeah, Planet Alpha is a $19 game. Rock of Ages is a $30 game. Conquer: Live and Reloaded is $9.99, and Midway Arcade Origins is $19.99. So that bundle of games alone is about $80 in value, and they're all free. So make sure you check those out. That is available with Xbox Live Gold and the Game Pass Ultimate. Also, PlayStation Plus has a thing. So for July, you can get such games on PS5, such as A Plague Tale: Innocence. You can also find Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and WWE Battlegrounds. And those will be available Tuesday, July 6th until Monday, August 2nd. Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
And we've added a new contender, I think, to our list of games for the month.
In the past.
Oh, we have? Okay. Well, Amazon also has some free games for July.
Free with your Prime subscription.
Yes, you can get it with your Prime subscription. And this includes Batman: The Enemy Within, which is part of the Telltale series. Also, Rad.
Sounds rad.
The Wanderer: Frankenstein's Creature. This is a creative narrative-based adventure that obviously focuses on Frankenstein. And then also Tales of the Neon Sea, Automachef, which sounds kind of cool. Automachef is a clever sort of puzzle game centered around automated meal prepping in the kitchen.
Fun.
Also Portal Dogs, which is another puzzle platformer starring a king who leads a pack of dogs who mimic his every move. And then lastly, The Secret of the Monkey Island: Special Edition, which they didn't really provide any details on that game.
It is a classic point-and-click adventure game. So.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, so those are some games that you can get for the month of July. So if you have any of those subscription-based services, or if you're interested in grabbing one of those games that are coming out that we've listed, please do so. And write into the show, info@wejustlovegames.com. Tell us about those new games that you play, and we'll talk about it.
Yes, we spend a lot of time talking about our own gameplay shenanigans. It would be lovely to talk about yours sometimes as well, dear listener.
Mm-hmm.
So, rolling on into the rest of the news. Okay, I'm just gonna go right into it here. I probably should have put this later on, but like our first story is a little heavy, guys. We're just gonna rip that Band-Aid off right away. We're talking about sexual misconduct.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
I know. Okay.
You just it just rolled off the. Never mind.
Yep. Okay, so we don't mean to take this lightly, because it is a very, very serious topic. We reported on about last year. It's been about a year. We reported on some allegations against games writer Chris Avellone. Chris Avallone has written tons of games. Some of our favorite games. He was one of the primaries on Fallout New Vegas, in fact. But there were some allegations made against him during the gaming Me Too movement that really caught steam last year. And many of these claims were substantiated with screenshots of text messages and that sort of thing. But just this week, Chris Avallone has decided to speak up and tell his own side of the story. He published a blog post in which he denies claims that there was sexual misconduct, and he is stating that he is filing a lawsuit for defamation. So this lawsuit specifically targets Carissa Barrows and Kelly Bristol in particular. Carissa was the one who brought up the original allegations against Avallone. And this was a complicated situation. The specifics of the story were that she told were that she and Avallone basically they drank together and sort of hooked up, and she wanted to stop. She said no, and he left, which is how it's supposed to go. That's not assault. It was sort of equated with assault at the time. And there were several of these Me Too allegations that were conflated with assault when they were not in fact assault. And in many cases, these people were behaving very badly and in many cases abusive. But it's important that we remember the definition of what constitutes assault and what constitutes consent. Because it is important to note that Avallone did leave. They all agree that Avallone left when she wanted him to leave. That said, he is not a blameless person. There were a number of screenshots that he admitted were true screenshots that were just absolutely unacceptable things that he said to women, a number of different women. So it's a complicated situation. I do think it's a little strange that he is going after them for defamation now, after he did admit that there was some misconduct on his own part. Mm-hmm. So this is really interesting to follow. I think these type of lawsuits can be they can be a problem because they do create a chilling effect on victims. But at the same time, it is important that that someone be able to confront allegations like this. You know, it's as much as we do want to believe victims, we do have to be sure that that the truth is being heard. But
yeah, because that chillingness or that knee-jerk reaction ruins lives. Mm-hmm. Right? So, I mean, let's say he does win. The truth comes out, his accusers were actually lying. Punishment is doled out, but the precedent is already set. So, like, I'm not entirely sure that the media is going to be able to handle that in a way that would make things clear to people. That's one possibility.
It is an incredibly complicated situation.
I think it's really important that every person who tells a true story in this type of situation should be heard and allowed to provide evidence and should receive the justice that they are seeking, right? Mm-hmm. So every person accused truthfully who is guilty and can be proven to be guilty should be tried.
Absolutely.
Right?
I look forward to see. Well, I don't look forward, but I'm going to follow this case to see what the court makes of it.
Yeah.
It's so complicated because, you know, this behavior specifically alleged by Carissa was not an assault. You know, it was a consensual encounter that ended when one party wanted it to end. And that's how things should be. You know, if one party says no, then the other partner should stop. And they both agree that that is what happened, that Avalon behaved as a gentleman. She was quoted as saying that he left like a gentleman. But at the same time, Avalon has definitely said some very unacceptable things to women that he had work relationships with. And, it's complicated situation.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it's a lot to deal with. And there's no one here that is blameless.
Right?
So.
And, like, let's say you're the video game company that's, like, employing this person or somebody of similar nature. And
Avalon lost a ton of work after this happened.
Right?
He was fired from Dying Light 2. He was fired from the Waylanders. And I believe there were a couple of other projects that he was let go from.
I don't, like... I don't know how I feel about that.
See, it's complicated because on one hand, he said some terrible things to some women that did not ask for this. And I don't want that kind of person to be supported in the industry. But at the same time, he was let go from these jobs before there was any kind of investigation. It was basically over a weekend.
So, like, companies take their own interests in these things. Mm-hmm. And they cut ties with the cancers before it becomes bad. You know, they always weigh the risk and the liability, and they ask themselves, okay, if we keep this person on, what is that going to do to our stock prices? What's that going to do to our sales? What's that going to do to our demographic of gamers who, you know, are interested in the products that we put out? It's awful.
It really is.
Anyways, yeah.
Every side of this is awful. Every side of it is awful. So I'm definitely going to be following this case with interest.
I also believe that, you know, if his accuser is actually coming forward with false allegations, equal punishment, right? Because, like, you're ruining somebody's life. So you better be damn sure of yourself if you're going to be going up against somebody about something like this. And I'm not trying to defend him or say that he's not guilty, but I think that, you know, all too often people come forward and they accuse people of sexual misconduct and things like that. And the person that is accused gets the bad press, and the accuser, if they turn out to be wrong, they just kind of fade off into the ether.
Right. There aren't
nothing really ever happens. There's no consequences. So, and I mean, it doesn't happen quite that often, but there are instances where people just say and make these allegations for money. Right?
Yeah. The thing here with this case in particular is that they both agree that this encounter happened. They both agree that it went the way that it went. But it was not a crime. You know, what happened was not a crime.
What needs to happen is that the other people that he, or women that he spoke to that were staff at these companies, need to come forward. Right? And
in many cases they have.
So, because that's really where the case is, but
yeah,
I hate all that hearsay.
It's so
he
complicated.
Said, she said.
It's so complicated. I really think, I don't know, it's based on what I've seen screenshots of text messages and conversations that were had that Avalon admits, were his own text messages.
That would be grounds for dismissal immediately.
I would absolutely never want to be in a situation with this guy. Like, this is someone who previously I was a fan of his work. I mean, I'm still a fan of his work, but he's someone that I would avoid if I ran into him, because of this behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's important that that it's clear what happened.
Yeah.
If it's not an assault, it should not be conflated with an assault. Harassment is a bad enough thing on its own. It's a terrible thing, and we don't have to try to inflate it. I feel like that it invalidates a lot of victims when you conflate something with assault that is not assault. So anyway, that's my take on it.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have more to report as this sort of develops through. But if he is guilty, well, you reap what you sow.
Yeah, I would really like to not. I hope that I don't find out any more people that I'm a fan of are terrible humans.
Right?
I'm tired
but I think
of
the
that.
reality is that this kind of behavior exists in every industry.
It really does. It
and
really does.
If just because a person is a high-ranking employee or a high-ranking public person, it doesn't mean that you don't have a voice. So if you're listening to the show and you've been a victim, or you feel that you've been a victim of something like this, people will support you in coming forward with that.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's so scary to come forward with that kind of thing. And then you have the precedent of a libel suit being filed. It's just a complicated situation.
I mean, that's obviously the appropriate response that his lawyers recommended that he do, right? So I don't know. It's hard to say. There's we're only getting the press. So we're only getting 10% of what actually is going on. But
yeah, we'll definitely, if there are updates, we will definitely let you guys know. But in the meantime, let's move on to some lighter news. Shall we?
Yes.
Please, let's do that. PlayStation bought Housemarque. Housemarque is the developer of the recent game Returnal, which has been pretty successful. It looks really neat. I haven't tried it. They also made Resogun, which was a launch game for the PS4 that I adored. I just loved Resogun. So, Housemarque make fantastic games. They are an incredible studio, and I think this was a good acquisition by PlayStation. Joseph Tao has a bit of commentary on this. He says, I think they are trying to secure their partners, since you can't trust people not to bend to the stupid amount of money that Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon have. Yes, this is absolutely an answer to the everything that Microsoft has bought lately.
Yeah.
So, Microsoft, they've spent a lot of money lately, haven't they?
Yes. But they have a lot of money to spend.
They do. They have so much money that they can afford to lose $10 million worth of Xbox gift cards in an online scheme.
What?
Yes, this is a GameSpot article written by Darren Bonthus.
Bonthus.
What a name. I probably pronounced it wrong too. It might be like Bonthui. I don't know. It's amazing. But thank you, Darren, for writing this article so that we could read it on the podcast. So, gift cards, of course. Microsoft's online gift cards. A Bloomberg report detailed how engineer Volodymyr Kvashuk...
Oh, you got to do it better than that. Come on.
Vladimir Kvashuk.
There you go.
Managed to steal $10 million before being busted.
Oh, man.
He was an employee of Microsoft who was tasked with simulating purchases on the company's digital store. And he found out that whenever he tested purchases of gift cards, he would receive real codes. So he started small, generating Xbox gift cards in increments from $10 to $100, while also working his day job of preventing the online store from shipping fake purchases of physical goods. And he recruited a few coworkers to help him in his scheme, and they used multiple profiles while routing his internet traffic through servers in Japan and Mother Russia. And Kwashuk generated thousands of dollars worth of gift cards, and he would sell them online for about 55% of the regular price.
See, that's where he went wrong. Once you start selling them online, people figure it out. Mm-hmm. Why are these gift cards 55% off?
Kwashuk went so far as to build a computer program that would increase the speed at which he bought gift cards so that he could sell them in bulk. And he even used a website that allowed him to trade these gift cards for cryptocurrency.
Oh, no.
One trader paid him 1.98 bitcoins, which was at the time worth $17,240 for 300 Xbox gift cards.
Some 9-year-old kid named Andy out there is like just put 17 grand on his parents' credit card.
And he used this money to purchase his dream home on the lake. The American dream.
Wow.
In 2018, however, Microsoft's fraud investigation strike team, aka FIST, began to investigate. This sounds like the plot of a video game, you guys. They noticed a spike in online purchases using gift card codes, and corporate investigators traced this activity to these two internal tests accounts that belonged to employees of the Microsoft Store team. And they blacklisted those accounts, but not until after $8 million had been stolen. A third account was activated that stole another $1.6 million in Xbox gift cards, and the jig was up. Microsoft called in a veteran detective of Scotland Yard's computer crime unit, Andrew Cookson, to assist FIST.
This is like a Tom Clancy novel.
Right? This is so good. I can't even. And after reading through CSV data, which is basically an Excel spreadsheet, Kwashuk's name turned up as one of the official test accounts who had started buying these gift cards in 2017.
Wait a minute. So the veteran detective of Scotland Yard's computer crime unit literally just went Control F and searched Kwashuk in the CSV data file, right? That's what you're telling me.
Exactly. Yes. He just, highlight, unhide, found the secrets. All the clues were there. Oh, but Kwashuk had been connected to some stolen codes that were used to buy some NVIDIA GeForce graphics cards, which had been shipped to Grigor Shikur at Unit 309 of the Norman Arms in Seattle. There was no Shikur living at the Norman Arms in that unit, but guess who was living there? It was Kwashuk. Busted. A month later, Kwashuk was fired, and in February of 2020, he was charged with a number of crimes, including money laundering, identity theft, and wire fraud by federal prosecutors. And in November of 2020, a judge sentenced him to 9 years in prison.
9 years? That's it?
9 years, yeah.
Wow.
So, he was the sole person responsible for the global fluctuations in the price of Xbox gift cards at one point in time. All by himself.
Oh, man.
Is 9 years, what I want to know is, does he get to keep his dream home by the lake? Or was that seized?
That's definitely probably seized. Yeah.
Because, if he gets to serve his time and then come live his best life on the lakefront property, might be worth it.
This is like, what's that Money movie with Diane Keaton and what's his face? and Queen Latifah. They work at the Treasury, the place
Yes.
it's the place that shreds the old money. But what they end up doing is taking the old money home, and then they've got all this money everywhere, and they don't know what to do with it. They're flushing it down the toilet. I think by the time he realized, it was way too late. He was in over his head.
I think he was too greedy. I think he might have gotten away with it if he had settled for smaller amounts. I think they might not have noticed.
Oh yeah, $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Would they have noticed $100,000?
Yes, probably not. If it took $8 million before they really found it and shut it down,
right?
He probably could have bought his dream home, and not been
left
caught.
it at that.
But, anyways, don't do crimes, kids. Don't do crimes. Speaking of crimes, GTA 6. We have a rumor. Vendertron. I know you love some GTA.
I do.
GTA is fantastic. The latest rumor that we have is that GTA will be out in 2025 and will include an evolving map like Fortnite. This is another Darren Bonthus story from GameSpot. So thanks, Darren, for writing the show today.
Bonthui. Sorry, Darren.
It's been so long. Since we've had a GTA game. It's been like 3 whole console generations since we've had a GTA.
It's been so long that I no longer care if they make a new one.
It's been 84 years.
Yeah, like I'll be retired by the next time the next GTA 6 come. Like, well, maybe not that.
By the time we get a new GTA, we won't even have consoles anymore. We're just gonna plug it directly into our brains.
Maybe they're just waiting for that
Yes.
Tech transition, you know?
Yeah, I think they're just making money still hand over fist on GTA Online, so they don't have to.
Milk it till it's dry.
GTA.
Yeah.
My concern is that we're never going to see another proper single player GTA experience. I worry that they're just going to make GTA Online 2, basically. But we'll see. Anyways, what the article says is that Tom Henderson, who is a leaker, who has predicted accurate...
AKA Leaky Tom.
Yes, Leaky Tom has accurately leaked some Call of Duty and Battlefield 2042 details, so this is why he's given some credibility. He released a new video claiming that GTA 6 will be set in a modern-day version of Vice City, and that Rockstar wants to ensure as much freedom as possible for its staff when it comes to creating content for GTA Online. He discussed a potential GTA 6 map to change over time in much the way that Epic Games overhauls the Fortnite map during end-of-season events. And GTA 6 may have multiple playable characters. Of course, that's something that has precedent in GTA 5. And it's going to be a long wait. It'll be quite a number of years. So we will have quite some time before we know if Leaky Tom knows what he's about.
Yeah.
What do you think of this news?
I don't think anything of it, because you know what? In 3 months, we'll have another news article just like this one, where people are like, oh, GTA 6, it might happen, but probably not.
I know.
Again.
Are there any other developers that can just do nothing and stay at the top of the news cycle the way that Rockstar does?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, honestly, Rockstar should be publicly trading, because news like this would send their stock price through the roof.
Well, their parent company, Take-Two, is publicly traded.
True.
So.
True. That's true.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, while we wait for that, I've got nothing for this transition here. Yeah. If only
Football? Why are we talking about football?
We're talking about football because it's also video games.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
It's also video games.
That's
yes. This is a GameSpot article by Eddie McCooch. You guys. Oh, shut up.
McCutch.
and Jeremy Winslow. So EA is looking into having real players in college football games after an NCAA decision. So this is kind of big news, actually.
Okay.
So college ball is like a big thing, right? People love them some college ball. And college athletes were not allowed to earn profits. But for a while, they were still using their likenesses and names in these games.
Okay.
But they were not allowed to profit on it. And that's wrong, in my opinion.
Yep.
So they were limited in compensation to things like scholarships and that kind of things. But now, under these new laws, college athletes will be able to make money by performing activities that the professional athletes engage in. This includes endorsement deals, signing autographs, and social media sponsorships. And this will also include sports games, like EA's college football title that is releasing in 2023. A spokesperson for EA Sports told GameSpot that in the wake of the NCAA decision, EA Sports is looking into the possibility of adding real player names to the upcoming EA Sports college football game, though nothing is decided at this stage. So, I think it's a good thing for them. Joseph had a bit of commentary on this article. He said, wow, so many athletes won't be eligible for competitions like the Olympics anymore once they start becoming professionals by getting paid during college, since many events don't allow them. I personally hope that there are a lot more restrictions put into place to actually have student athletes graduate with useful degrees, which is an important point, Joseph. Yep. Plus, there is the fight on how college sports would be fair at all when they can basically bribe students with huge amounts of money and higher percentages of revenue from merchandise, etc. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Bender?
Honestly, I don't really have a lot of thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Good for them?
I feel like it's a good thing for the athletes. I don't know. I do have mixed feelings about it. I also, at the same time, sort of think that maybe it's time that we, I don't know.
The thing is college athletes really is more of an American thing. Mm-hmm. There's not that much weight put on college and university athletes in Canada. I mean, for sure, some of them get drafted into different leagues and things like that, hockey and football and soccer and stuff. But for the most part, that's really where it ends for most of them. So, I mean,
I absolutely think that these guys work like it's their job. And
yeah. And I think that, in sports, when you think about sports psychology and things like that, it absolutely needs to be treated that way. Mm-hmm. Because that's how you become really good, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I think this is a realistic sort of take. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. The time that they have to be professional athletes is so limited that I think it's a good thing for them that they'll be able to start earning money a little bit sooner.
Yeah. Agree.
Speaking of earning money, it's EA. You know it's EA. Dang it, EA. A new games marketing company has successfully tested a platform that brings ads to console games. This is this is a VG247 article by Sheriff Syed, and this thing it's ads that are similar to TV spots. Ads are not brand new to video games, of course. Product placement is a thing. And there have been some instances of billboards in video games that had updating advertisements based on current. I believe it was a Forza game, or it was a racing game, I think. Need for Speed, maybe? I don't know. But Player One, 1WON, like the Player One, A platform that brings TV-style ads to games has already signed deals with EA and Hi-Rez. Hi-Rez is the developer of Smite, if you didn't know who they are. So Player One is a company that has been testing this for quite some time, about a year. They're ready to launch it, and the idea is to allow advertisers to reach younger demographics through video games in ways that they cannot replicate through traditional broadcast ads. Also, in-game ads would be cheaper than other branded content and other means of advertising.
Cheaper at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
And the ads will be streamed from a server, making so that they can ensure that the player has watched the ad in its entirety.
Oh my god.
It is
so like lobbies and stuff.
It is designed to give publishers the ability to offer in-game rewards if players watch the ad, like in-game currency or character cosmetics.
That is coercion.
In research, they have found that players were willing to watch up to 10 ads per day to unlock free perks. This is something, I don't know if you play a lot of mobile games. But
mobile games are riddled with ads.
Every time I play a mobile game, this is something that I encounter. They're like, hey, you know, get free stuff if you watch this ad. And I'm like, no, I don't want your stuff. I'll quit playing your game.
Yeah. You know who's behind this, right? Alarm Force.
Alarm Force?
Yeah.
Oh, wonder.
Come on, ads are like the parasites of the entertainment industry.
But the thing is, ads pay for this stuff.
That's the problem.
You know? It's the thing is, it has to be paid for. And if you the player aren't willing to pay for it in another form, then it's got to get paid for somehow, and ads are the reason, you know. The newspaper is only able to sell for a couple of quarters because of all those ads in its pages. Otherwise,
yeah,
you're paying $10 a paper.
Suddenly, I'm okay with subscription-based services.
Right?
Like,
This is... I'm really afraid, though, of the fact that they specifically stated that they're targeting a younger audience. That feels predatory.
Oh, absolutely it does. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're Joseph had some commentary. He says, seriously, I wish we could just collectively remove stuff like this from existence.
Yep.
I couldn't agree more, Joseph. This is awful.
Yeah, ads, they are the parasites of the entertainment industry. They're there, they're playing in the background. You think that you're not watching them, but then at 2 o'clock in the morning when you can't sleep, suddenly that ad about Pizza Pops is just right there in your mind, and then you go to the cupboard to make Pizza Pops.
What's a Pizza Pop?
'Cause what?
Pizza Pops?
Yeah.
What is a Pizza Pop?
Pizza Pocket.
Pizza Pocket?
Yeah.
Like a Hot Pocket?
Hot Pocket. Yeah. We call them Pizza Pops here.
I've never heard of a Pizza Pop.
Really?
Yeah.
You need to Google Pizza Pops.
Okay, we're doing
It's a
this.
Pillsbury product.
Really?
Yeah, they've got 3 meat, 3 cheese, pepperoni and bacon.
Pizza Pops. Oh, this is like a little empanada, but it's pizza inside.
Yeah. Wait, you've never had Pizza Pops?
No, I've never heard of this.
Oh my gosh,
it's
they're so good.
It's like a little empanada with pizza in it.
They're delicious.
Oh my gosh, this looks amazing. How have I never had these? This looks so much better than a Hot Pocket.
But what makes them different? Hot Pocket.
A Hot Pocket is like the crust part.
Ew, Hot Pockets are like...
That's
crust like borderline
looks like
breakfast.
A beautiful little pie crust. Yeah.
Yeah, Pizza Pops are great.
Yeah. But are they like Hot Pockets in that they are like molten lava when you bite it?
Oh, yeah. You put that thing in the microwave for like a minute, and it comes out hotter than the Earth's mantle core.
And like maybe in the middle, there is still an ice cube of pizza sauce.
There's a little pepperoni chunk that is
that's
hard.
Still frozen.
It's still frozen.
But the rest of the surrounding area is like hotter than lava. Yes.
Wow,
okay,
that's great.
So
I'm going to have to send you some Pizza Pops.
Yeah. Yacha Dalcon says Hot Pockets. Every bite's a different temperature. Yes, not sponsored. Not sponsored. Now I really want a Hot Pocket or a Pizza Pop or something. Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
And you know what would be the perfect thing to mull over while I eat a Pizza Pocket?
What's that?
The future of what Dan Houser is going to do now that he's no longer with Rockstar.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait a minute. He left Rockstar?
He did. Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser left Rockstar sometime last year, and he has gone on to form a new studio.
Oh.
Yes, he's registered a new company in the UK called Absurd Ventures in Games, and this was officially incorporated on June 23rd.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love that it cost him $70 to file that. The Secretary of State, there's like a piece of paperwork that's just on this ad.
Yeah,
This
the
article. $70.
They included the copy of it. Did you know it cost me $50 to register We Just Love Games?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But hey, we're an LLC.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, our departments, they don't talk to each other. We're just too big now. Pretty soon you're going to find out I've been stealing gift cards this whole time.
You've been embezzling the coffee.
Yeah.
It's okay, vendor. I'll have my people talk to your people. It'll be fine. So, pretty soon, We Just Love Games is going to go public, and then we can commit insider trading, right?
What? Wait. Whoa. What? Oh, that's the end of the... Okay.
Why don't you tell us what's going on in the world of Gamestack?
I don't know what's going on. Things are going crazy. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are all at in the death ring battling. Sony, as of today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, closed at $101.65, up $3.40 today. Microsoft up $6.05, closing at $277.65, and Nintendo up $1.05, closing at $73.46. Take-Two actually went down $1.67 and closed at $177.30, which would actually go against what we were talking about with the GTA 6 and market fluctuations. So, and then Activision, $94.27, up 37 cents, and then also Ubisoft closed at $60.86. And then EA closed at $143.41, up $1.27, and Tencent closed at $74.19, down 57 cents.
Lovely.
That was very lackluster.
I am not surprised to see that largely things are trending positively in this post E3 environment.
Yeah, especially for Sony and Microsoft. Especially
Absolutely.
Microsoft, considering
Microsoft
the
had an
Bethesda.
incredible showing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing the stocks this week.
Yeah.
Besides the stock market, vendor, what have you been playing?
Oh, I've been playing all kinds of stuff. I actually took an impromptu vacation this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, like, my boss, like, I went hike. Okay. So, last Sunday. Okay, we're in this heat dome thing. And it's really hot. It's been like nearly 40 degrees every day this week. And last weekend on Sunday, I ended up hiking to I hiked Ram Mountain, and I hiked to a fire lookout tower that's at the top of Ram Mountain. And we got up at 5 and we drove out to Nordegg, Alberta, which is about a 3-hour drive. And we started on the trailhead and made our way up through thick bush and bugs at 35 degrees. It was already ridiculously hot at that point. and we sweated like banshees all the way to the top. And we thought it was going to be cooler at the top because normally at the top, when you're 7,000 plus feet above sea level, it is usually, about 10 degrees cooler. But it was still 37 degrees Celsius, which is around 91,
Yeah, we need to
92.
know what that is in freedom degrees.
So it was still hotter than like anything to hike in. Like it was just not good. Anyway, so the backstory is that Monday rolled around and I was in no shape to do any work because like I had just hiked 17 kilometers in 37-degree weather. I drank about 8 liters of water that day. It was crazy. But I did it. So I texted my boss and I said, "Hey, do you mind if I take today off? I went hiking yesterday and I'm a little bit worn out." And she's like, "Why don't you just take the whole week off?" And I was like, "Okay." she's like, "Yeah, you've been working like 20 some straight days in a row this month. I think that you should take some holiday time and take the
You
week off.
deserved
Plus,"
it.
and she said, "plus it's really hot, so, you can't really work in this kind of heat anyways comfortably. So, go and frolic in the sprinkler." So, yeah. So I was off this week, so I had a lot of time to play some games. I played what I forgot to tell you guys about on the last episode of Gamestack. I played the beta demo version of Lawn Mowing Simulator. I'm so excited about this game, you guys. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid, right? So the demo is pretty short. There's 2 lawns that you have to do. And these houses are so bougie. They have like fountains in their backyard and
Ooh.
like nice
If you hit
patios
the
and everything's
fountain, do you hurt
landscaped.
it?
Yeah. So I opted for the 0-turn mower. You could choose either like a lawn tractor or the 0-turn mower. So I
Those
opted for the
zero
zero
turns are
turn.
nice.
Yeah. So you start out, your mower is on the trailer and it's instantly parked in the driveway of your customer. And you got to hop onto the mower and start it up and unload it from the trailer and then lower the blades and turn the blades on and then you get started. But before you start mowing, you got to do a walk around because sometimes there's like a rake or like a lawn gnome or like a toy truck in the grass that like if you run over it, it's going to damage your mower, right? So you got to do that. Then I started mowing. And it's pretty cool. Like the physics are really nice. The graphics are pretty nice. And it's pretty realistic, I would say. I definitely like my character that I created. And you can pick little uniforms for your company as well. And it's kind of funny because if you turn too sharply with the mower, you can actually damage the grass. And if you damage the grass or like you mow over the flowers and stuff like that, you damage the flowers and then you end up having to pay. So they charge you. You can damage your mower as well, and you got to make sure that it's in good working condition and things like that. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I thought it was pretty good. Also, what else did I play? I played some farm sim. So my trees are massive. And they're huge. Like I planted these tiny little conifers and they're huge trees. There's no branches on them except for at the very top. There's just like this little poof of branches at the top. I also planted some potatoes.
Potatoes?
Yeah, potatoes this weekend. I planted potatoes. And that was fun. It's definitely a lot of work to plant and harvest potatoes because you got to cut the tops off first before you can dig the root. And then yeah, that's kind of what I played, and then we played some games too. So we played It Takes Two. What do you want to start with? Sea of Thieves or It Takes Two?
Let's start with It Takes Two.
Okay, so Shalene and I played It Takes Two. And as you guys know, or if you don't recall, It Takes Two is sort of a puzzle platformer uh, adventure game where there are these parents that are fighting, and they're planning to get a divorce, and the daughter does some voodoo witchcraft and turns the parents into little dolls.
And I think it's accidental witchcraft, just for the
Yeah.
record.
She's definitely innocent. She didn't mean to do it. She just cried with her magic tears onto the dolls, and suddenly the parents were dolls. And there's this lovely book.
The book is so funny.
The Book of Love.
He's ridiculous. He's a very spicy little book.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, so when we started the game, we were in the house, and we had to do all of these different things.
We were in the garage.
Put gears. Yes. The barn thing.
Like the shed.
We had to put all these gears together and turn on light bulbs and stuff like that.
Fight the vacuum cleaner.
And the toolbox. This time that we played, it was a little bit different. So we actually got out of the barn, and we started
with
on
the help of some lovely binoculars.
Oh yeah, that's right. The old pair of binoculars, who was voiced over by a great voice actor.
She was great. Voice. I loved her.
Yeah. And we had to sort of traverse this tree, which was really cute because there was like a little trail of ants that was showing us where we needed to go.
And there were ladybugs, and the ladybugs were adorable.
Ladybugs were adorable. And then we had to like swing from different parts of the tree and make our way up to the next part.
And there were bouncy mushrooms.
Oh yeah, the bouncy mushrooms. I forgot about those. And that was sort of like setting the stage for this whole next chapter that we did, which was all about squirrels.
It was magnificent. It was so good. There was like a battle-hardened squirrel general in there. Like one eye, an eye patch over his missing eye.
And they're all frantically working in the background.
Knife on his hip.
It was great. Yeah. And you get to the top of the tree, and there's this this door, right? And Shalene knocks on it because why not?
Of course I did.
And this little slider thing opens. What do you want? You know, kind of thing. Yeah, so we got inside and we met the squirrels, which was pretty cool. I don't really have much to remark on about the squirrels, only that we don't know whether or not they're good or bad.
The squirrels are, I think it depends on your perspective if the squirrels are good or bad.
Yeah.
The squirrel, if you're a squirrel, the squirrels are good. If you are a wasp, the squirrels are bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And we have been drafted into their blood feud with the wasps.
Yes. So the wasps have infiltrated the squirrel's tree, and it's really funny because like we keep finding like items that like the squirrels stole from the house. Like, so funny. Here's that remote that went missing. I thought that you lost it or something. And Shalene was equipped with a blowtorch sort of thing that was like this gun with like matches in it.
Yes, it's like a match launcher, and the match strikes as it fires out of the little bazooka. It's like a tiny bazooka that throws matches.
Yeah.
And Vendor, you have this amazing, like, it's sort of it's a tank on your back that's full of some kind of sap.
It's like a little hand sanitizer bottle with the little pump on the back. And I have this little gun. It's like, you know those pull tops on the water bottles?
Yes.
It's that. It's that. And there's this little handle on it, and it's like shoved into the cap of the water bottle. And I shoot amber, tree amber. Is that what it is?
It's tree sap, yeah.
Tree sap. I'm
fresh
still on
amber.
Precious amber.
Couldn't ask for better.
And so, like in the last chapters that we had done, I was equipped with the nails, Shalene the hammer. We had to work together with those two tools to make it through the chapter. So this time, what we had to do was I had to shoot the sap, which was flammable, and Shalene had to shoot the sap with her blowtorch match gun, which was like brilliant.
Yes.
Like, I thought the hammer and nail was cool. This was like so much better.
It combines to make pretty explosions.
So naturally, Shalene was blowing everything up.
A little bit.
Yeah, what other details? We did a little
Oh, there was that whitewater rafting terrifying segment on the
that was so cool.
The raft? What was the raft made of?
The raft was made of...
It was like a trash can lid or something?
It was like, yeah, or like a tree ring or something.
Some kind of a disc, some kind of round disc.
Yeah, and I had to basically propel it with my sap gun, and Shalene had to like
clear the path of enemies and obstacles.
Yeah. That was fun. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The caves were really cool. We also did a little portrait session.
Oh, I forgot about that!
So, we found one of the squirrels had stolen a Polaroid camera from us. And they had this little backdrop that was sort of on this revolving thing. And you can like go and put your face in and then take your picture. And then we realized Shalene figured out that there was a timer on the camera. So then we started taking pictures of both of us in the picture, and it was so hilarious. It was very good.
It was really fun. Really
I really
fun.
also liked, well, you could pin your pictures up afterwards, which I thought was kind of cool, and look at them. But I also really liked that there was like Polaroids on the floor of the bees trying to take pictures of themselves. So like, this is why I'm like, are the wasps really that bad? They're not really that different than we are. In that same room, actually, though, I think we stumbled upon some recipes as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there was recipes for like acorn soup, and like casserole, and it was really cute. Yeah.
There were little piles of acorns everywhere, just little acorn hordes.
That was kind of I don't know, like, that was sort of the end of the chapter. We did get into some funky stuff with that floating fish thing and those stars.
Where did that come from? Suddenly we were in some kind of underground ocean psychedelic trip, riding the back of a translucent whale.
Yeah.
That may or may not have existed. I think the squirrels had some kind of psychotropic in there. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Too much sap. What was the boss fight, though?
The boss fight was the queen. Several mini bosses.
The queen.
And have we fought the queen yet?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
There was a mini game too.
What was
the mini game? The mini game was Shalene hopped into this tank, and then I could choose what I wanted to do to her.
Right, that was terrible. He was electrocuting me, and it was just awful. Just awful.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But that was It Takes Two. We're definitely going to play some more of that before the next episode of Gamestack.
For sure.
And we will update you guys on that. But we also played some Sea of Thieves. Archon and Rick and Shalene and myself, we did the first tall tale of the new Pirates of the Caribbean content that is in Sea of Thieves. And I got to say, it was pretty darn good.
It was stupendous.
I don't know if we want to go too much into detail because of spoilers, but...
Of course, no spoilers.
But one thing that I really enjoyed, and I didn't think about this until days later, we didn't have to really do any sailing.
You're right, we didn't.
Like, 4 people in a galleon, especially when we played it, would have been a little bit difficult. So I realized after the fact that it was kind of nice that we didn't actually have to like commandeer a galleon and traverse our way across the map to do this tall tale. It just kind of like auto steered us through the Pirates of the Caribbean, water park.
Yeah.
The nice thing about the tall tale, if you're wondering about it and you want to start it, is that it's instanced. So you go into this different world, which isn't really part of the map, and that's it. Like, nobody else can come in there. So that was a really nice thing, I thought.
Yeah, so
Can't get
basically,
interrupted.
don't waste your time stocking up your ship before you embark on this tall tale.
Yeah, that was a waste, hey? We
Yeah,
spent all that
it
time and we're
really
like, oh,
was.
yes, the barrels respawn. Let's go.
Yes, we didn't get to use any of those supplies. And also, it was real buggy when we came out of the tall tale.
Oh, yeah,
It
I
was
forgot
so
about that.
bad. It was so bad. As soon as we would take a mermaid back to the ship, it
Yeah.
would immediately just like shove you under the ship in the water.
Yeah,
And
that was like, and we thought it was just like a re-entry glitch, but it persisted after
yeah, we
that
had to
point,
quit the
and it was
game.
just, yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah,
I
a
did
bit of.
I did think that the tall tale was pretty good.
Mhm.
I did a little bit of pirate homework this week, Shalene, because I've been
Ooh,
on vacation this week. I watched all of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I love those movies.
I had only watched like the first 3, I think.
There's more than 3?
There's like 6.
Since when?
Well, there's Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh God,
Okay,
Pirates of
there's
the.
the Curse of the Black Pearl, and then there's Dead Men Tell No Tales.
No, there's the Curse of the Black Pearl. Then in 2006, there's Dead Man's Chest, and then
Okay.
2007, At World's End.
Yeah, that's the weird one.
and then the 2011 weird one with Selma Hayek.
There was one with Selma Hayek? I
Um,
got way behind on my pirate movies.
yeah, I think she's in that one.
Wow. Yeah,
I can,
the one with like the weird crabs on the beach was the last one that I saw.
yeah, that would have been At World's End.
Mm-hmm.
On Stranger Tides is kind of strange. And then the last one, or the most recent one in 2017, was Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Ah, okay.
And that one
Well,
was actually really good. I watched it last night. It was pretty good. I hadn't seen the last 2. And apparently there's a 6th film in the making. But
interesting.
it's yeah. Disney is planning to shoot the 5th and 6th films back to back. So apparently there is a 6th film that is happening, but there's been no official announcement on that. But I did find that this tall tale resembled more of Dead Men Tell No Tales, that particular
Yeah, I agree.
Pirates of the Caribbean. So which I really liked. I thought it was really good. So
Yeah. Some no spoiler commentary on how the pirate content is. I really thought, oh, okay, it's in the trailer that you get to see Jack Sparrow. So
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's not a spoiler to say that you do get to see Jack Sparrow. And I think they did a great job with him and the way that he moves and the way that he talks and the way that he interacts with you.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Was there any other characters in the trailer?
Calypso was in the trailer.
Okay, so Calypso, super cool. I love how they did Calypso. So if you haven't seen that yet, you're gonna love it. And yeah, it's in a separate area. And that's what I really liked about it, because I was really kind of wondering, oh, okay.
And they've
this is
it's not just this entirely separate Pirates of the Caribbean thing. They've also blended it with the lore of Sea of Thieves. So
yeah, which is really nice, because I think that will give that set of tall tales a little bit of continuity. And it'll make it more of sort of Rare's own thing. There are 5, I think, tall tales.
I think it was 5, yeah.
There's 5 different tall tales that you can do. So we only did the first one. We're probably going to do the second one hopefully soon, and we'll talk about that as well. But yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely. I had a great time.
What else have you been playing?
Well, very little, in fact. I've played some Fallout 76, and that's pretty much it. I haven't even touched Animal Crossing this week.
What?
I know, right? My poor little villagers probably forgot who I am, and I'm sure my
Shalene,
town
there's a heat dome. They're probably all dead.
overrun with weeds. I'm sure it's terrible.
You have to pick weeds?
Yes, you have to pick weeds.
Oh,
And
gosh.
when it rains, the flowers multiply, and I tend not to dig up the flowers, and I've got an out of control tulip situation. Like, you don't even know. This tulip situation is bad, for real. Like, there are so many tulips that I can't do things. Like, it prevents me from playing the game effectively because there are so many tulips, such an abundance of tulips. It's really bad. But I have not tiptoed through the tulips lately. I did play some Fallout 76. Archon is back, so I was very excited to get to hang out with him, play some Fallout. And we did the Fallout homework for the last several days. I slacked off while he was away. I didn't do much of the Fallout homework. So I'm in the mid 60s as far as score rank goes. And this is the last weekend, so don't think I'm going to make it.
Okay.
But it's been really fun. Just going back to that, and it's almost like no time has passed at all. So
yeah,
it's been really nice. And I've also played some Fallout 76 solo as well, both before he came back and after. Last night I ran a daily op by myself, and it was so fun. I was so proud. I almost made it in the Elder time limit, but the mole miners kept freezing me, so I couldn't run.
Oh no.
And I know that if I could have run, I could have done it in the time limit. And I was so frustrated. But it was a fun time, and I felt really proud that I did it by myself. I was about 30 seconds short of Elder. So, but it was a lot of fun. And I've enjoyed just punching everything, as Jim Justice. It's ridiculous.
With his Tambo fists.
He's so overpowered, Vendor, with his fists. He's a deadly weapon. He devastates everything. But yeah, that's it. I've been doing a lot of reading some books. So.
Hey, that's nice. Me too. Yeah.
That's about it.
I do want to mention also, if anybody is interested in picking up any of the games that we have talked about, some of them are on sale. So you can pick up some of the Fallout games. Fallout 76 is actually 67% off on Steam, because Steam is having their summer sale. So you can pick up Fallout 76 for $18.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that are like super, super cheap. Ark you can get for $11. Valheim is only 10% off. Destiny 2 is free to play.
Destiny 2 is so fun.
Elder Scrolls Online you can pick up for $9.
Not bad.
Yeah. Euro Truck Simulator 2 is $5. And American Truck Simulator is $6. So you can pick those up as well. So, yeah, check them out.
Lovely. Thank you, Vendor. Well, I think I'm going to go shop the Steam summer sale right now because...
Wait, you got to finish out the show.
Oh,
We're still doing a show. I shouldn't have mentioned it. She's such a compulsive buyer.
I do enjoy shopping.
Self-destructive.
All right. Well, before we go, listen to that Fallout show. We'll be back next week with our other podcast. And of course, Gamestack has been brought to you by Oak and Crow Coffee. Visit www.oakandcrow.com to buy yourself a bag of We Just Love Coffee, or one of their other delicious coffees, of course. But if you do choose the We Just Love Coffee blend, $2 of your purchase will be donated to the Children's Miracle Network. You can send us an email to tell us how delicious your coffee is at info@wejustlovegames.com. info@wejustlovegames.com. We really would like to get some emails from you guys. I miss reading about your antics.
Yeah.
Find us on Twitter at We Just Love Games. I am Shalene L. Rick is Rick McVick. Vendortron is Vendortron N. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/WeJustLoveGames and facebook.com/group/WeJustLoveGames. We don't use our Facebook page a ton, but there is some activity in the groups, so hang out with like-minded We Just Love Games listeners in there. And also join our Discord if you're into that. We have a lovely community in our Discord, and I enjoy visiting with everyone in there so much. And of course, we record the show live every week at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If we're not doing a Gamestack, we're doing a TFS, or at the very least, we're streaming a video game. Find us on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, etc., etc. The iTunes, like Apple Podcast app, has gotten really bad. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know what you use to listen to podcasts, but I've used the Apple app, and it's gotten really bad with this last update. So I'm trying to find
actually
a new
using
platform.
I'm using Spotify.
Yeah, I'm trying out Spotify now. I'm not sure if I like it. So yeah, recommend me your favorite podcatcher.
I honestly, I think of all of the platforms, Stitcher really is the premium sort of podcasting platform. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, whether you're on Stitcher or the terrible Apple Podcasts app or YouTube or wherever you listen to this show, thank you. Thank you for inviting us into your homes. Fender, do you have a last word?
If the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.